the land of Israel and Palestine, a land sacred to three faiths, a land marked by beauty and strife. For millennia, this land has witnessed conflict echoing through generations. From the pages of the Bible to the headlines of today, the struggle for peace continues. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a complex tapestry of history, religion, and politics, defies easy answers. Yet the scriptures offer insights, challenging us to look beyond the headlines and grapple with deeper truths. Can the ancient words of the Bible, a source of comfort and contention, offer a path towards understanding and perhaps even peace? In the book of Genesis, we encounter Abraham, a patriarch revered by Jews, Christians, and Muslims. God made a covenant with Abraham, promising him a land and descendants as numerous as the stars. Go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you, God commanded. And I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. Genesis 12:1-2. The land of Canaan promised to Abraham became intertwined with the identity of the Israelites, his descendants. For many Jews, the land holds deep religious significance, seen as a gift from God, a birthright. However, the land promised to Abraham is also claimed by the Palestinians, who have lived there for generations. How do we reconcile competing claims to a land promised to one man's descendants millennia ago? Following the exodus from Egypt, the Israelites, led by Joshua, entered the Promised Land. The book of Joshua recounts their conquest of Canaan, a narrative filled with battles and victories. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them, God commanded Joshua. Joshua 1:6. The land, won through battles and bloodshed, became a symbol of God's favor and the fulfillment of his promise to Abraham. However, this narrative of conquest also raises challenging questions about the use of force and the displacement of indigenous populations. The Bible acknowledges the violence inflicted upon the Canaanites, raising moral dilemmas that resonate even today. How do we reconcile the biblical accounts of conquest with our understanding of justice and compassion? The stories of conquest and kingship remind us that the pursuit of land and power often comes at a cost. Amidst the narratives of conquest and kingship, the Hebrew Bible also features the voices of prophets, individuals chosen by God to speak truth to power and call the Israelites back to righteousness. Isaiah envisioned a future of peace and harmony where nations would beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Isaiah 2:4. He proclaimed that true worship involved not elaborate rituals, but rather to loose the bonds of injustice, to let the oppressed go free. Isaiah 58:6. Micah echoed this call for justice and compassion. He has told you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you but to do justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with your God. Micah 6:8. These prophetic voices remind us that the pursuit of peace is inseparable from the pursuit of justice. Section 5, Jesus, Prince of Peace, Advocate for Love. Centuries after the prophets, Jesus of Nazareth, a Jewish teacher, revered by Christians as the Son of God, emerged, preaching a message of love, forgiveness, and peace. Jesus taught his followers to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Matthew 5:44. He challenged the prevailing notions of retribution and revenge, proclaiming, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." Matthew 5:9. Jesus' teachings emphasized compassion and empathy for all, even those considered outsiders or enemies. His teachings challenge us to look beyond our differences, to recognize the shared humanity in every person, and to respond to injustice with love rather than hate. His teachings continue to inspire individuals and communities to work for reconciliation, to bridge divides, and to build a more just and compassionate world. Section 6. Compassion in action, serving the vulnerable. The Bible, in both the Old and New Testaments, consistently emphasizes the importance of caring for the poor, the marginalized, and the vulnerable. This call to compassion is not just a suggestion, but a fundamental aspect of living a life of faith and love. In the book of Deuteronomy, we find the command, "You shall open wide your hand to your brother, to the needy and to the poor in your land. This directive underscores the importance of generosity and empathy in our daily lives. Jesus, in his teachings, echoed this emphasis on compassion in action. He consistently highlighted the need to care for those who are suffering and in need. He taught his followers that caring for the hungry, the thirsty, the stranger, the naked, the sick, and the imprisoned was equivalent to serving him. This teaching is a powerful reminder of our duty to help those in distress. The conflict in Israel and Palestine has had a devastating impact on civilians on both sides, particularly the most vulnerable members of society. The images of suffering and loss are heart-wrenching. In the face of such suffering, the biblical call to compassion compels us to act. We cannot remain indifferent to the pain and hardship experienced by others. We are called to support humanitarian efforts, to advocate for the protection of civilians, and to work towards a just and lasting peace that upholds the dignity and human rights of all. This mission is a testament to our shared humanity and the enduring power of compassion. Section 7, Seeking Peace, a biblical imperative. Throughout the Bible, we find a consistent thread weaving through the narratives of conflict, conquest, and even despair, a persistent call for peace. King David, known for his military prowess, also yearned for a time when mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other. The prophets envisioned a future where swords would be beaten into plowshares and nations would no longer learn war. In the New Testament, the Apostle Paul urges believers to live peaceably with all and to be ambassadors for Christ, God making his appeal through us. The biblical call to seek peace does not require us to ignore injustice or to remain silent in the face of oppression. Rather, it compels us to engage in the difficult work of peace building, to address the root causes of conflict, to pursue reconciliation, and to work tirelessly for a future where violence is no longer the norm. Section 8, The Land Today. A complex reality. The land that was once Canaan, the promised land of the Bible, is today a land scarred by division and conflict. It is a place where ancient history and modern struggles intersect, creating a tapestry of stories that are both inspiring and heartbreaking. The establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, while fulfilling the Zionist dream of a Jewish homeland, also resulted in the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, creating a refugee crisis that continues to fuel resentment and despair. This pivotal moment in history set the stage for decades of conflict and negotiation. The subsequent wars and ongoing occupation have further exacerbated tensions, leaving deep wounds on both sides. The scars of these conflicts are visible in the daily lives of those who live in this troubled region. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is not a simple story of good versus evil, but rather a tragic illustration of the human capacity for both compassion and cruelty, for both love and hate. It is a conflict that challenges our understanding of justice and humanity. The weight of history, the complexities of the present, and the uncertainties of the future can leave us feeling hopeless and powerless. Yet within this complexity lies the potential for change and reconciliation. Yet the biblical call to seek peace does not promise an easy path. It is a call to action, urging us to look beyond the immediate and to strive for a deeper understanding and connection. It calls us to engage with the complexities of the conflict, to listen with empathy to the narratives of both Israelis and Palestinians, and to work tirelessly for a future where both peoples can live in security, dignity, and peace. This vision of peace is not just a distant dream, but a tangible goal that requires our collective effort and unwavering commitment. Section 9, A Hope for Harmony, Seeking Peace Through Understanding. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is not merely a territorial dispute or a clash of civilizations. It is a deeply rooted struggle that has affected generations, leaving scars that are not easily healed. It is, at its core, a human conflict, fueled by fear, mistrust, and the enduring wounds of the past. The pain and suffering on both sides are palpable, and the longing for peace is a shared human experience. Yet, within the human heart, alongside the capacity for violence and hatred, lies also the potential for empathy, forgiveness, and reconciliation. These moments of connection and shared humanity offer a glimpse of what is possible. Seeking peace in the Holy Land requires more than just political negotiations or ceasefires. It demands a grassroots movement, a collective effort from individuals and communities to foster understanding and compassion. It demands a fundamental shift in hearts and minds, a willingness to move beyond the narratives of victimhood and blame, and a commitment to building a future based on mutual respect, understanding, and empathy. This transformation is not easy, but it is essential. The path to peace in the Holy Land will undoubtedly be long and arduous, filled with setbacks and disappointments. However, every step taken towards reconciliation is a step towards a brighter future. Yet, the biblical vision of a world where justice and peace embrace, where swords are beaten into plowshares, and where all people live together in harmony, offers a beacon of hope. This vision guides us towards a future where the ancient promise of shalom, of wholeness and peace, can finally be realized, inspiring us to continue striving for a harmonious coexistence.